In this video, we are going to see how we can deal with the customer advances or any kind of prepayment that customer makes against a sales order. So many times what happens is the customer orders us some items which is in huge quantity. So in such cases, what normally businesses do to keep themselves safe is they take some amount in advance. As you can see here, on 12th of January, we have cash received from Mr. Samuel Burns as advance for sales order. So 400,000 is the amount that we received. And on the very next transaction, you can see that a sales order received from Mr. Samuel Burns as well. The order number is 27 and the quantity is 1800 of the items. 1800 shirts they want, rate is 400. This makes the total to 720,000. So since this is a big order, against that we have to receive something in advance. So how will we record this customer advance? Let's see. First of all, we will go to the customers and sales section right at the corner. And from here, we click on receive money and receive money from customer like we normally do for all the customers. And from here, just choose Mr. Samuel Burns. Since this is a new customer, we have to create a new one. So click new and it's C500. Customer name is Mr. Samuel Burns. To make sure that we entered the name accurately, just copy and paste this from your project. Let me paste it right here. And rest all the information, we will keep it as it is because we can add them later on. We can adjust the payment and credit terms as well. So click save and exit. Now that we have recorded the customer, we are back into the receive money. Let's receive money from Mr. Samuel Burns. You can put any reference number, receipt number, and all the further details. Let's enter the date, which is 12th of January. And we are receiving payment in cash. So make sure you change this cash account as well. So let's change it to cash on hand. And payment is by check. No, it's by cash. Now, since this is a prepayment, we have to apply this one. We will tick on this one. It is a prepayment. So what this will do is now we don't have to mention any kind of item or quantity. We just have to mention the details, which we can copy from here and paste it right here. And the amount, I'll straight away mention the amount. Just copy this one and paste it right here. But if you're unable to paste that directly, just go within the cell and just copy the figures. Just double click on the cell and then copy the figures and paste it right here. Press tab. And after writing this figure, what we need to do is we can check the journal entry even before saving this transaction. So just click on journal entry. And here we can see that the account receivable is reduced and debit is cash. The correct treatment of receiving the customer prepayments or customer advances should be a liability. So because we haven't provided any kind of goods to them, we have just received the money. So either in future we have to return the money back or we have to supply them the goods. So right now, if we have received the cash against nothing and against the future order, it's a liability. But unfortunately, in Sage, there is no way to directly treat that. Either you can pass a journal entry, which is a separate treatment. So Sage use basically account receivable and record it as a negative receivable. So click OK. And if I save it and just go back to the previous transaction, make sure we are in the right transaction. This is the transaction, right? So if we click on new now and we click on Samuel Burns, you can see that we have a negative receivable recorded right here. Now what we can do is there is a work around here that if we want to hit a liability account with it, just go back to the new one and just search for the transaction that we have already entered, like this one. And now we click on journal. If you notice on the left hand side where the account numbers are mentioned, this is free to be changed. So what we can do is we can change this manually. Just search for a suitable liability account. This is it, customer deposits. We can change the name later on to customer advances, but this is the account I want to hit. So 2400, let's choose that and click OK. So now cash is debit because we have received it from the customer. And since it is an advance, so it should hit the liability. So click OK and now save. So that's how you can do it. Now, if you want to confirm, just click on the reports and we want to check the most important thing, that is the balance sheet where all the details show up. Or we can even check the trial balance first. Just go to journal ledger and click on the trial balance. This is journal ledger trial balance. Just click here and this should show the liability. Where it is, it's right here. 400,000 shown as a liability, 2,400 customer deposits. So that's perfect. If you want to change the name before checking it in the balance sheet, we can simply change that as well. Click on the list and click on chart of accounts from the top. And from here, just scroll down until we see the customer deposits. So here it is. Just double click here to change the name and let's change it to customer advances, right? Let's make it customer advances and click save and close. Now what we can do is just close out of here as well. And let's check the reports. Go to the reports. From any section you can go to the reports because basically it shows you all the sections wherever you want to switch. So we want to switch to financial statements and we want to check the balance sheet. You can set the current period or the current 3 months period, whatever you want. We can set the range here as well. So let's make it from 1st of January till the 31st of January. Click OK. And there we should go to the liability section, which is the current liability. And under the customer advances, as we have changed the name, we can see our liability here. So that's how you record the customer advances. Just try this by yourself and I will see you in the next one.